Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello. Welcome back to J is for Justice, Aristocat. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. Welcome in, everybody. I got good news. Sorry for the time screw up. I think I'm going to switch my times around. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet, but 3 o'clock in the afternoon is not really a good time. But at any rate, thank you for being here today. I was going to go live at 3, then I changed it to 5, and now here I am at 4. Sherry Baby, 15 months. Thank you so much. That's a long time. Thanks for being here today. We've got some updates in Lori Vallow Daybell. She's pulling all kinds of tricks. But first and foremost, this story is so important, okay? More people should be paying attention to this because we actually have a happy ending, but it doesn't stop there. Because we have 3 men that have been arrested that we know of. We have no idea why she was where she was when she was found. And we're talking about Alisa Petrov. Cheryl, thank you for being a member for 15 months. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, what I'm drinking? Oh, it looks like a fruity drink. It's my pink microphone cover. It's pink and fuzzy. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. All right, so let's start with the Daily Mail. And we're going to run through this, okay? So 15-year-old Alisa Petrov was found last night in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So after 6 weeks... after vanishing from outside of her school, which we've heard, these stories, it's like Madeline Soto, right? I dropped her off at school. Well, they really did drop her off at school. On April the 21st in Utah. She then got on a train and headed out of town and then was trying to find Vegas from the last that we heard. So when she was found, police said she was in good health, but it's unknown if she was being held against her will. We still don't know. But her parents were notified, and I'm sure they've been reunited by now. But let's go back to April 21st. Hours after she went missing, her parents, Olga and Nikolai Petrov, which I'm not sure where they're from, discovered that she had been living a double life when a secret iPad was found hidden in her dresser. The teenager dug the long-forgotten device out of a dusty old box and was chatting with 3 men accused of exchanging graphic and explicit messages with her. All 3 of those men are behind bars. So here is kind of what happened that day. She was dropped off at Cannon Grove Academy, which is her school. Then she went to the Speedway gas station and bought supplies. They haven't said what those supplies are. And it kind of boggles my mind that she would not take this iPad. It does sound Russian to me as well, Rose. But why wouldn't she take the iPad? Because that gave everything away, according to her parents, right? So she leaves the Speedway after buying supplies and convincing a guy to give her a ride. So she ends up at the American Fork train station. And American Fork might sound familiar to you because remember, that's where Ruby Frankie's friend, what was her name? Pam Botcher. Pam Botcher lived in American Fork. And we saw the American Fork police go there to retrieve Ruby Frankie's kids from Pam's house. So, and then from American Fork, she goes to Provo, and she's seen at the station there. She gets off the train and she asks people for help getting to Las Vegas. So it sounded like the search was kind of, being conducted in Vegas. Well, then you look here, and Matthew Menard, who's from Miami, flew from his home to Miami to Vegas. And then he was going to LA. Then he was going from LA to Vegas for a work trip. The second pedophile was in Texas City, Texas. That's William Glines. So these three were locked up, though, before she was found. So she ends up in Colorado, though. And then here is a family photo of her brother and her parents. I don't know when they moved here, if they've always lived here. He has a very thick accent. So Nikolai, her dad, posted on Facebook today that Alisa was found and that the family would soon travel to see her in Colorado. He said, quote, "We are all really happy that Alisa is found and looking forward to seeing her." Special thanks to the South Jordan Police Department who worked on weekends and to the Salt Lake City FBI who helped them. Thank you to all our friends for your help and support. So we already went through that. So here's a picture of her at the Speedway buying quote unquote supplies. And she had $1,000 of pocket money from birthday gifts that she didn't spend. So she had $1,000. And I guess she arranged to meet this Matthew Menard, but he was obviously arrested. So who did she get to Colorado with? Here's a picture of her mom and dad and her as a baby. And she's an ice skater. She's a really good ice skater. I found her YouTube. Or actually Nikolai's YouTube, his. And there's videos of her skating. Hey, everybody just joining. Come on in and hit the like button. We're just going over this case. Let's see what this video is.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part.
After this ad. Oh, she's a dancer as well? Oh, Sherry, thank you so much for your $5 donation. Thank you. Everything helps. Thank you.
Sherry has supported the stream using J4J Live.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger.
All
for
right,
the
let's
ones
see what this is.
who get it done.
Oh my God, of course. It's one of these videos. Okay, so the South Jordan Police Sergeant, Sean Becker, said the investigation wasn't over just yet because Alisa was found. He said, if anything, it's just the beginning. Hey, Angie B, thanks for being number 50. They're going to continue to do everything they can to figure out what happened, he said at a press conference. This was a missing girl, and we were finding and holding bad actors involved in that case accountable. If others become available, we will do the same and hold them accountable as well. Alisa has not explained why she ran away, but messages on Discord and Snapchat between Alisa and Samuel Teencom Mitchell, 41, another of the men accused of communicating with her, revealed deep animosity she apparently felt for her parents. Within their chat, the juvenile mentions suicide and that she hates her parents. Mitchell advised he had met a girl online who was mad at her parents and had started cutting herself. Alisa requested multiple times for Mitchell to kidnap her. 8 days before she ran away, she sent him locations of where she would be. So what the hell was going on? Now, I'm not saying that anything nefarious was going on at home, but there's a reason, if you will. I mean, a lot of teenagers don't like their parents. They don't like the rules. Hey, gone girl. They don't like their parents. They don't like the rules, blah, 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 right? But you have to wonder, is it deeper? And will they even look into that? Because this shit ain't normal, dude. This ain't normal for a girl to be literally setting herself up to be taken by anyone. It's weird. I mean, requesting for these men to kidnap her. The pair arranged a meeting, and Alisa asked, like, are we for real meeting? Like, please confirm before tonight. Confirm if we're meeting. Please bring condoms. This is her. Mitchell replied saying he was sick and couldn't meet her. Here's a picture from a ski trip she was on with her family. She was on this ski trip and she sent Mitchell, this Mitchell guy, her location on the ski trip. Can you imagine if she disappeared from a ski lodge? This is crazy. Oof. Here's her mother, Olga, and her. Her mother said the iPad was so well hidden that she and her husband missed it when they searched their house for clues. So this Mitchell guy told the police that Alisa mentioned she met an FBI agent in Florida and had an interest in that guy. Oh, man. So this guy, Menard, who's from Miami, told her he was an FBI agent. What did she think she was getting saved from is what I want to know. That man is believed to be Menard, a tech sales executive, not an FBI agent. And he allegedly spent months grooming Alisa for sex. Just 2 days before she disappeared, Alisa messaged Mitchell at 12:34 a.m. saying, I'm running away. Please don't contact me. This was allegedly because Alisa had changed her plan to meeting Menard while he was on a business trip to Las Vegas before flying to LA and then his home in Miami. Police detailed in affidavits the disturbing messages between Alisa and Menard dating back to January 17th. The pair never met, and police in Miami seized his phone on April 30th after messages were found between them on Alisa's iPad. So she left this iPad behind, then had these messages between her and all these men. So did she want them to find out? I don't get it. Why wouldn't she just take it? So Menard was charged with 2 counts of aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, enticement of a minor, and 3 counts of criminal solicitation. He surrendered to police 8 days later. Another man was William Taylor Glines, 37, from Texas City, Texas. He's also in jail. This is him. He was charged with aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor, attempted aggravated exploitation of a minor, sexual exploitation of a minor, enticement, and criminal solicitation. This is him. This is Samuel Mitchell. This is William Taylor Glines. I get Stearns vibes from him. And this is Matthew Nicholas Menard from Miami. And I get trafficking vibes. Excuse me. I get trafficking vibes from him. He was also, okay, so the guy in Texas was also charged with possessing more than 50 child essay images or videos. The probable cause affidavit detailed disturbing conversations between Glines and Alisa, including how he allegedly convinced her to send nude photos and videos. He's in the Salt Lake County jail. Police found no child porn of Alisa on his phone, but found disturbing conversations with two other girls, one to be 15 and one to be 12, with nude photos and videos of both of them. And Alisa's parents said, we normally check her phone. Nothing was suspicious. We never thought she could talk to strangers in this way. She was sneaky. We didn't know. But they did know, because a year prior, they went through her Discord and had her delete people that she didn't know in real life. Hold on, you guys. I'll be right back. Coke Zero. Thank you for waiting. Okay, so Grizzly True Crime, shout out to Grizzly, has the probable cause affidavits against these three men. So what we're going to do is we're going to click over to Miss Grizzly, and we are going to listen about these three men. The first one is Matthew Menard, and she's going to tell us about the probable cause. Let's see what's going on. Here we go. Shout out to Grizzly True Crime.
And he already lawyered up when he was still already, missing or whatever, hiding in his mother's basement. He lawyered up. He's gone to Utah. He's got 2 private attorneys. And so let's start with him. Okay.
Is it loud enough?
Like, shall we start with, are they all red flags? So I'm going to say the biggest red, no, all of them red flags. So we can see, we've gone over these counts before. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 counts, right? And you can pause to read if you want to, but we have gone over them before. In it, the thing to point out would be that it says in that on or about January 17th until April 20th of 2025.
I like her too.
In Utah County, state of Utah, the defendant, Matthew Nicholas Menard, intentionally distributed. You see, not only obtained, pushed the victim to take pictures, take videos, but then when they get that, then they distribute.
Right. So he was sending shit out. See, that's what I'm saying. I got like trafficking vibes from this dude. I don't like him at all. And I don't like the fact, with him being in freaking Miami either. He's going from Miami to LA for work, or Vegas for work. I don't know.
That is so sick, oh my word. But you could see the time span in which he was allegedly talking to Alisa. Okay, so we've got all these counts here. And notice of demand for forfeiture of property, they say as well. Okay, so the Utah Attorney General's office is seeking to forfeit the defendant's interest in the electronic devices and other items seized in connection to this case, as detailed in the property receipt form provided to the defendant, in that the items are believed to be property that was used to facilitate the commission of an offense that is a violation of federal or state law or proceeds. Now,
this guy has 2 private attorneys. Hey, Christina. Good to see you. Listen, 2 private attorneys.
We get to the statement of probable cause. In April of 2025, a child whose identity is known to law enforcement, hereafter child victim 1, went missing. Law enforcement began an investigation into child victim 1's whereabouts. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children located a social media account for child victim 1, which showed that she had been communicating with defendant Matthew Nicholas Menard via the social media internet application. Defendant verified at different points throughout his conversation with CV1 that he was aware that CV1 was a minor. At one point, defendant asked CV1, "Are you secretly 15?"
Okay, let's look at these. I'm going to pause this. Look at this. He says, "Are you secretly 15? LOL." And she responded, "WTF? Of course. Yepers, I'm actually in middle school." During the entirety of defendant's conversations with CV1, the conversations are largely sexual in nature. After learning that CV1 was a minor, defendant told CV1, "But for real though, when we meet, we gonna be fucking all night. When we meet you." Who's we? This is sick. Trigger warning. Hey, Global. He said, "But for real though, when we meet you, we gonna be fucking all night," end quote. Defendant also told CV1, quote, "I want to tie you where your hands are tied to your legs so I can F you and you can't move," end quote. This is sick. Lock this guy up. Throw away the motherfucking key. Right, Evelyn? Who? What is, I mean, this is disturbing, right? In another instance, defendant told CV1, quote, "I need you to give me the best BJ ever, though. I need some deep throat action. I want to F your throat, and I'm coming in your mouth, and you're sucking it out like a straw. I am disgusted. Fucking gross. Sorry, but this is deplorable." Defendant also instructed CV1 to take naked photos and videos of herself and send to the defendant. In one instance, defendant told CV1, "Send a pic for daddy. Let's see that bod and pee. One good ass pic and I won't ask for more tonight. Really good one. Spread the cheeks." In response, CV1 sent defendant one image of CSAM material. In a second instance, defendant told CV1, "Spread cheek with pee showing. In a video if you want." CV1 sent defendant one image of CSAM. Defendant and CV1 also discussed in detail about meeting each other in Las Vegas. Defendant told CV1, "When you meet me in Vegas, we can hire a hooker and you can ask all your questions." Gross. And discussed having sex with CV1 and the prostitute together. And then he's held on no bail.
The previous term for it. Defendant and CV1 also discussed in detail about meeting each other in Las Vegas. And you can the prostitute together, the sex worker. But yeah, this is again a rhetorical question. Does this guy not realize he's talking to a child? Like, you're going to tell the child, "Hey, just go to Vegas, lay low, okay? I'll be there soon. I'll be there on a business trip. Okay, so when you meet me in Vegas, then we can hire a hooker." Like, oh my word. Does he not remember being a child? Or what happened to him in his life? Like, a 15-year-old girl, this is how you talk.
But why is this 15-year-old girl giving him her locations? Is this grooming from January to April? Is that all it takes? Is a few months? I mean, she talked about suicide. She was cutting. She was vulnerable. But why? Why? She needs help, obviously. She needs some kind of help.
Purpose of soliciting sex, sodomy, and CSAM from the minor. The defendant discussed in graphic detail his intent to sexually abuse the child. The defendant encouraged and engaged the child victim one, all from the state of Florida, where all his substantial ties to the community and resources are.
So he did this from the state of Florida.
defendant has no connection to Utah, but now he does. He's sitting there in jail, Salt Lake City.
Yep.
Individuals who
Right
have
away.
a sexual interest in children, including persons who collect and trade CSAM, often receive sexual gratification from images and video clips depicting the sexual exploitation of children. They may also use such images and videos to lower the inhibitions of children who they wish to sexually abuse. Only a very small minority of people who view CSAM are motivated by non-sexually deviant interests. Rather, most are motivated by pre-existing sexual interest in children. Sexual deviance, including a sexual interest in children or interest in sex with children, is a strong predictor of reoffending by viewing CSAM or offending on a real child. When a person views CSAM due to their sexual interest in children, they reinforce their deviant sexual interest in children with a dopamine response, which increases the likelihood of an offense committed against a child in the community.
See, that's scary. There's literally a dopamine release for these fuckers. Crimes. What's up? Crimes. They will take a plea, I bet, like cowards. I don't know. Maybe they think they're untouchable. This is gross, but what was happening at home? I don't know, man. Is this just a case of them not paying close attention? Because they say they did. So what in the hell? Why is this girl reaching out to multiple men, asking them to kidnap her? Do you get what I'm saying? It's not like she connected with just one of them. She was asking any of these men to kidnap her and giving her location. That is so concerning to me. Like, so freaking concerning. I get that they get, roped in by these fuckers, right? They lie, they trick, they manipulate. But these dudes, obviously, she knew their age. It's just wild. There's got to be more to the story, you know? I mean, a 41-year-old man? Her dad can't be much older than that. There's something wrong there. All right, let's skip forward. We're going to go to the Samuel Mitchell PCA. Now, this is one of the other guys.
This Samuel Tiencum Mitchell, this is the third one that was arrested. Okay, I'm going to just resize it for you so that you can see everything nicely, of course. At some points, you can pause to read if I go too fast for you, or if there's something I'm not going to say out.
No, I just feel like there's something there. Like, wanting someone older like that is... There's got to be something in the background.
Loud. So, the state of Utah, this is the other guy that's sitting in jail in Salt Lake City, right? The affidavit of probable cause. These are all of his charges as well. So, it says, I believe there's probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges because on the 21st of April of 2025, a female juvenile, 15 years of age, was dropped off at school by her mother at 9:30 hours. The juvenile never went to class and was later located on security cameras at a nearby gas station. She was later given a ride by an unknown male to the UTA Trax station in American Fork, Utah, where she traveled to Provo, Utah. She was last seen on surveillance footage in Provo on foot.
I mean, she definitely wasn't scared to travel, but is she from Russia? Like, when did they move here? I just want to know more about the dynamics.
The juvenile's parents reported her as a runaway, and your affiant has been assisting the lead investigator on this case.
Okay, let's read this. It says, the iPad was later searched, the one that was found in her room, which I'm still wondering why she would leave the iPad with all that evidence behind, right? I mean, I get it was hidden. I agree, Global. I think that there's got to be something in the background. And I hope that in cases like this, they don't just give the kid back and go, okay, you deal with it. Like, I hope that they can somehow get to the bottom of why this happened in the first place. Besides they're just being creeps online. Why did this happen to this extent? They got the iPad and they searched it, and there were numerous alarming conversations and media located within. Based upon these conversations and media, the juvenile was upgraded to endangered, missing, at risk. They looked through Discord and located a conversation. So this conversation happened on Discord between the juvenile and an account named Samich. They read through the conversations on Discord, and they were lengthy. The juvenile requested multiple times for Samich to kidnap her and provided him locations she was going to be, such as Alta Ski Resort, as well as that she lives in South Jordan and goes to school in American Fork. These messages were exchanged about 8 days before the juvenile ran away. See, now, if she would have said this to someone who didn't want to take advantage of her, they would have been alarmed. Like, why does she want to run away? You know? But of course, there's these sick fucks out there that take advantage of situations just like this one. Let's see. These messages were exchanged about 8 days before she ran away. Less than a week before she ran away, she messaged Samich. She messaged him about meeting with him and requested that he bring condoms. Earlier in their chat, the juvenile spoke about when she turns 18, she can be a vlogger. But if she shows her face before 18, she's screwed. So maybe these parents are super strict? I don't know. I mean, not that anyone under 18 should be a vlogger. Hey, potato. Yay. Okay, so she's requesting this guy kidnap her and bring condoms. She said when she's 18, she can be a vlogger. Throughout the chat, it's visible that the juvenile and Samich have multiple calls with each other. Within their chat, the juvenile mentions suicide and that she hates her parents. The juvenile refers to Samich as daddy multiple times. Their conversations are sexual in nature, and they speak about video chatting. Based upon how the chat reads, it appears messages have been deleted. Okay, so they got the Discord warrant back on April 30th and also received an NCMEC tip for Samich. The Discord account on the same date. Okay, so they got the IP number of Samich and they located it to West Jordan, Utah. While searching through the chats on Samich, they observed a phone number telling the recipient to call me if you can. So he gave his number. They did a query of his number and it returned to Samuel Teencomb Mitchell. Date of birth 7/1/83 of Harriman, Utah. A picture located in the return from Discord appeared to match Mitchell's Utah DMV photo. Oh my goodness. They located the chats in Mitchell's Discord account that were viewed on the juvenile's iPad. After the messages about becoming a vlogger, when she turns 18, Mitchell and the juvenile converse about couples twister and sex monopoly. This is so gross. Later, the juvenile asks Mitchell if he would wrap her in a towel like a burrito. And Mitchell replies, "Then I'll eat you like a taco." The juvenile wrote, "Hee hee." Then Mitchell continued, "Oh my God. Then I'll put my sour cream in you. I'm going to throw up." The juvenile replied, "I hope it don't taste like sour cream because sour cream tastes so bad." The juvenile also provided Mitchell her Snapchat username. No CSAM was located between the juvenile or Mitchell's Discord. However, Mitchell made comments such as, "Aw, so pretty baby girl." The juvenile wrote to Mitchell, "Baby, I sent you a cute picture on Snap. The next day, on 4/15 at 1:39, the victim wrote, "Yo, when we fuck." Oh my God. "Yo, when we F, can I wear a t-shirt? I'm insecure about my tummy. Should I shave?" The juvenile then wrote, "My mom took my phone away. I have your user, though. I unadded you. Mitchell replied, "Oh, is that why there was a screenshot?" Oh. So her mom took her phone and screenshotted because, like, on Snapchat, it will tell you if someone screenshots. Oh, is that why there was a screenshot? And that's probably why he said, I'm sick. I can't meet. I agree, Pretty in Pink. In Java, I agree. So that's probably why he said he was sick. He was probably like, what's up with that? Um, she says, like, are we for real meeting? Like, please confirm before tonight. If we're meeting, please bring condoms. He later replied, "Hey, sorry, I got really sick." The juvenile replied, "So we meetin'?" And Mitchell responded, "If you want to hear me sneezing and coughing and getting you sick, plus I wouldn't be much fun." I mean, maybe the mother like screenshotted it to see, I don't know. It's weird. The last message from the juvenile to Mitchell was on 4/19 at 12:30. "I'm running away. Please don't contact me." They responded to Mitchell's address in Harriman, Utah. When advised that we were working on a missing juvenile case, Mitchell advised he knew why we were speaking to him. He advised he met a girl online who was mad at her parents and started cutting herself. Mitchell advised the girl had messaged him and told him she was running away and not to contact her again. Mitchell said he could not remember which chat site he had met the girl on. Mitchell said the girl told him she used various aliases and that she did not provide him her name. Mitchell denied any communication with the juvenile since she had run away. Mitchell advised the girl had mentioned that she met an FBI agent in Florida and had interest in that guy. Mitchell advised the girl had sent him pictures of her legs being bloody after making hearts and stuff on them. Pictures similar to what was described were located on the juvenile's devices. Mitchell denied ever meeting the juvenile in person, but confirmed they had plans to meet. However, he was sick that day, so it did not happen. Mitchell described that the juvenile was excited about running away and asked if she could run away with him. Mitchell advised that he thought it was a fantasy thing and said, "Oh yeah, it'd be kind of fun." Mitchell said the juvenile told him she was 19, but said she looked 18 in her pictures, maybe younger. Mitchell estimated that he saw 3 or so pictures of the juvenile's face. Mitchell confirmed that he had communicated with the juvenile on Snapchat. When asked if he had received explicit photos from the juvenile, he said, "Not that I know were explicit, no." Mitchell said it would be okay if we could quickly look through his phone and unlocked it for me. The phone was a blue iPhone with a clear case. He advised to use Discord through his computer. And Eurofiant observed that the Discord app icon showed it was not currently downloaded. Mitchell showed where his social media apps were, including Snapchat. So they had a search warrant for his phone, and that's what they should have done with Stearns. They should have had one anyways. You know what I mean? Even if they give you permission, because look, he unlocked the phone, but they still had a search warrant. They asked his number. Hold on. Where was I? Mitchell advised he used one of his phones for work and said he used to work for the Navy. Mitchell advised that due to this work, he had to take the camera out of that phone. So he had used this phone to FaceTime his family when he lived in Washington. Mitchell retrieved the phone with the number blank from his room and so he had more than one phone. Then they located photos of an underage female on Mitchell's phone. Along with this conversation with the young female, Samuel had one photo and 2 videos of what appeared to be a teenage girl. The photo depicts the female smiling for the camera as she is topless with her breasts and nipples being shown to the camera. The female appears to be about 12 years old. The first video shows the same teenage female, fully nude, dancing in front of the camera. And there's some of this is redacted as well. They don't know where she was staying. I mean, they haven't said yet. The female's body is faced away from the camera, but she's looking back at the camera as to show her buttocks to the camera. The second video shows the same teenage female in a bathtub. Also within Mitchell's phone, they located a message thread with a young girl. The female appears to be teenaged. The female undressed in a self-filmed video and sent it to Mitchell. In this video, the young female starts clothed and slowly takes off each item of clothing, and then it's redacted. Based on the photos and videos the female sent to Mitchell, she appears to be about 14. She also sends one photo of her bare breast. The girl sends multiple photos of her face. The photos and videos are clearly homemade and appear to be sent from the actual female Mitchell's talking to. Further investigation into the identity of the female sending videos to Samuel confirmed the age and identity of female. According to state records, the female is 15. Oh my God.
For the camera as she's topless with her breasts and nipples being shown to him back to of one of her bare breasts. The girl sends multiple photos of her face. The photos and videos are clearly homemade and appear.
Okay, so now we're going to go to the third guy that was arrested. This is William Taylor Glines. This is the Texas guy.
And my goodness, now we get to number 3. That's 2 out of 3 we've looked at so far for these PCAs. And now we get to William Taylor Glines. I think that's how you say his last name. People have told me all sorts of ways. Glines, Glines, I don't know. I would like to call him other names, but okay. Look at all the counts, okay? And this one said in the violation of veto code in that on or about February 3rd of 2025 until April 25th of 2025.
Okay, so this is interesting, right? She started talking to the other guy in January. She started talking to this guy in February. So it seems to me like she wanted to get away from home. Wait, Georgia Dog, he's still not there? Hold on. Little brief sidebar. Hold on. Is he still not there, Georgia Dog? Okay, I got you. All right. Continue on. Oh, just ignore him, Angie. I'm just kidding. Okay, so like what was going on in her life that this shit started January and then February she's talking to these guys trying to get them to kidnap her. I agree. I think that turn the page, you're right. I think that they definitely need to look into what was going on at home or what she's been subjected to. Because this is alarming. All right, let's get into guy 3.
In the Utah County, state of Utah, the defendant, William Taylor Glines, intentionally distributed CSAM or knowingly produced CSAM. And that's like 4 days after Alisa was even last seen. Okay, so we've got this exploitation as well. You can pause to read all these charges and everything about them if you want to.
So after she was seen, he was still sending out CSAM material. So maybe he didn't even know she was missing at that point.
Oh my goodness, just look at this. It's like 10 counts. Holy crap. Okay, so we've gone through some of this before, but I want to get to the probable cause part. So again, I'm going relatively slowly through it, but of course you could just tap the screen, pause, or on your TV or whatever, push pause, and then just read if you want to read what these charges all entail. Here's the statement of probable cause. In April of 2025, a child whose identity is known to law enforcement hereafter child victim 1 went missing. Law enforcement began an investigation into child victim 1's whereabouts. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children located a social media account for child victim 1, which showed that she had been communicating with the defendant, William Taylor Glines, via the social media internet application. The defendant verified at different points throughout his conversation with CV1 that he was aware that CV1 was a minor.
Okay. So here we get into the, bad stuff here. At one point, he asked CV1, okay, you're 14, about to be 15, yes? I'm just double checking. To which CV1 responded, yes. Another time, CV1 tells defendant, my B-day in 8 minutes. To which defendant responded, well, how about we start your 15th year of life exactly how girls like you deserve to? What do you say? Oh, my God. Additionally, the defendant acknowledged that speaking with CV1 was wrong and stated, quote, I'm just saying if the average person knew I was talking to you, they'd want to cut my effing dick off. Got that right. Know what they're doing is wrong. They know what they're doing is wrong.
At one point, the defendant tells victim 1, tells the defendant, my birthday in 8, exactly how girls like you.
Okay, additionally, defendant acknowledged that speaking with CV1 was wrong. Oh, wait, I already read that. During the entirety of defendant's conversations with CV1, the conversations are largely sexual and sadomasochistic in nature. Disgusting. Defendant told CV1, I'm going to F you till your legs get out, as well as, quote, I want you to F yourself hard like I'm going to F you. He then asked her to take photos and videos. In one instance, defendant told CV1, I want you to stand in a corner and set a timer for 2 minutes and drop your pants and panties and put your hands on top of your head and stand there in the corner like you're 5. And I want a picture of it. Good grief. Hey, Amy. In a second instance, defendant told CV1, next you're going to make a video for me. Point your phone at a corner and start the video. Stand in the corner with your hands on your head and arch your back, stick your ass out, count to 50 Mississippi, and then drop the panties. Another time, CV1 sent defendant a picture from upper thighs to below her breasts, wearing only pink underwear, to which defendant responded, get those titties in the picture. CV1 then sent defendant 2 images of CSAM. Defendant told CV1, quote, I can't wait to F that ass. When you bad, it goes in your blank. This is horrible. The first image depicted CV1's torso and exposed breasts. The second was her bare buttocks. At times throughout their chat, CV1 expresses feeling extremely uncomfortable and anxious, sending photos and pictures of herself to the point it made her want to self-harm. These bastards. Defendant threatened to punish CV1 if she did not comply. But parents need to know that these are the tactics that these sick fuckers are using, right? This is the sextortion bullshit. The threats. This poor girl wanted to kill herself. Ugh. In one instance, CV1 refused to send a picture of what defendant had requested and asked for punishment instead. Defendant then directed her to find anything long and wooden, like a piece of wood. And if she did not have anything like that, to use her hairbrush or a wire hanger and beat herself with it as hard as she can. after which the defendant stated, "I'm a sadist." Grizzly's face says it all. Those are the three sick fucks. I literally can't.
And the same percentage.
And that's it. Those are the three PCAs of the three men that are arrested. Now, let's get to her. And they've done no press conference on her being found or anything like that. But let's go to this. And then we're going to watch her dad real quick. Oh, wait, what's this? Is this the one I wanted to watch? Hold on.
So many layers that are.
Yes, it's this one. Okay, we need to watch this. This is her dad. No press conference, but I want to read the announcement that she was found. Hold on. And then we're going to listen to this dad. I want to know what you guys think. If you get any feeling on the family dynamics. But I want to tell you just how she was found. She walked herself into the Colorado Springs Police Department. Here she is again. She walked in and identified herself. She was unharmed, physically well. We don't know where she was, where she's been, if she was held against her will. We don't know any of that. So her father, Nikolai, said that the priority was her safe return rather than pursuing arrests or placing blame. Now that to me is a little strange. He said, obviously it's best if she walked in the door and said, "Hey, I'm back." That'd be the best outcome. Officials have not released information about where she stayed over the past 6 weeks or why she decided to turn herself in. A more detailed statement is expected as they work on a news release. So that's where we're at with it. 911, I'm with you. All right, let's listen to the dad. He did this interview with this Utah news station. And this was when? I don't have a date on it, unfortunately.
Facebook page, our YouTube page, and on our
Take a
KSL
listen.
Plus app.
There we go.
Appreciate you having some patience. We are going to jump in here to talk about two more arrests being made in the case of a missing South Jordan teen, Alisa Petrov. And this case has so many layers that are unfolding right now. I'm going to bring into.
Do you guys think that's weird?
Garna Mejia, who has been following this case for.
Hold on, I want to get to the dad. Do you think it's weird that he says that, I mean, I get that you want, her found safe and everything, but do you think it's weird that he said we're more interested in getting her back than, just like, I guess they were reuniting them today, Amy. It does, doesn't it, Java? All right, here we go.
Simply grabbing a snack at the neighboring gas station. 15-year-old Alisa Petrov told two boys about her plan to run away.
They tell her, no, don't do it, but I guess she went away for it anyway.
Olga and Nikolai Petrov say their daughter then hitched a ride to this train station.
This
got
isn't
off the train in Provo.
She asked the girl to get her a ticket in exchange of cash for the bus to Las Vegas.
Alisa hasn't been seen since.
We couldn't even sleep, for the whole week.
The Petrovs say in the past 6 months, they did have a talk about interacting with strangers online.
Discord, but I think she was using Snapchat,
well.
TikTok. We told her, do you know this person? Do you know this person? If not, we were deleting them, right?
Though Alisa was always on her phone, including that final Sunday on the ski slopes, the parents say there's been no activity on social media in nearly 2 weeks' time, and the teen hasn't responded to messages. They now fear she may have even been lured away or or trafficked.
That's what we're suspecting at the moment. We have no confirmation, but concerns are.
Mom says South Jordan police are looking into those possibilities and others that could have taken
This
her to
isn't the one I
Vegas
thought it
or
was.
parts unknown.
If she's in Las Vegas, it might be really dangerous. Like somebody can abuse her. It's very bad.
Until they find her,
The whole life is upside down right now.
the Petrovs are simply hoping for Alisa's safe return.
We need her back. We miss her.
Okay, so that was back on May 4th, Garna, and we get an arrest in this case, but still no sign of Alisa. So tell us about this first arrest in the case.
Okay, so we'll start with William Taylor Glines.
Why can't I
He's down
shut-
in Texas City, and he was.
Hold
So we do this story. She's missing. Police are looking for her, but they're saying, this is a very delicate investigation, so they're releasing very little information. We get the first tip that there's something happening outside of that Las Vegas area. The parents thought maybe she went to Las.
No, I got to find the one of her dad. That wasn't it. Alisa Petrov. Father interview. Here it is. All right.
15-year-old Alisa Petrov was reported missing by her parents over a month ago. Alisa's parents knew about her use of apps and social media when they discovered them on a laptop last summer. They went through it. They tried to clean up the apps like Discord and remove the people she did not actually know.
See? They knew that she was fucking around online or something.
Yesterday, Brian Schnee obtained a search warrant that shows a third man from Harriman, 41-year-old Samuel Mitchell, began messaging Alisa on the app Discord roughly 8 days before she ran away. Alisa's father sat down with Brian Schnee this
Here we
afternoon
go.
to see how the family's dealing with the new information, but still no Alisa. Nikolai says that he doesn't know where his daughter is, but is learning or leaning on Las Vegas since that's where she said that she was going to be going and where she intended to meet up with one of the men that she was talking to. Let's listen in.
Recently, we learned about 2 of the 3 men that were now taken into custody. When you heard that, what were your thoughts?
Well, so when I first heard that they found the guy in Utah, based on the warrant that I saw, it seems like he was not as bad as the Florida guy who was basically telling Alisa how to run away and how to hide, which is obviously the biggest problem we have right now, because if she was not hiding, she would probably already be found. But then I learned from the documents that apparently he had a bunch of other girl videos, so that's really bad too. So basically I understand why the police is arresting him as well. According to police, again, because they give us some partial information, right? They can't give us all of the information, but based on what they tell us, it seems like she never met any of those 3 guys.
When it comes to how you tried to...
Dude, 911. The family picture where he's got his hand around her waist. Stop. I felt the same vibe.
protect Alisa with social media. Can you share what you tried to do with her in terms of the apps and the things like that that you were trying to instill in her so this wouldn't happen, so she wouldn't have these conversations?
So unfortunately, we actually trusted her and we didn't install any parental controls. So this is the big mistake here, right? You need to have parental controls. You need to actually have parental controls on all devices, not just on the phone, because as you discovered, she had this hidden iPad and we completely forgot about that iPad.
So much.
I want to know this guy's background. I want to know this guy. I don't know why. I want to know this guy's background. I want to know when he moved here, what he does for work, why did he move here? I don't know. Something's weird.
Much of the conversation.
Yeah, Melissa B. Did you like that? Not as bad. Oh, the guy in Utah, that's not as bad. But oh, when I heard about the Miami one, oh, that's bad. That's weird. But then again, there's like a cultural difference. So you don't want to be too judgy, but I don't know. He looks down a lot. He looks down a lot, like he feels guilty. Right?
Conversations that Alisa was having, according to the search warrants, was on the Discord app. Did you know about Discord before this and the potential dangers that were associated with that app?
So we knew about Discord, but not on the iPad. We knew about Discord she had on her laptop, which is the one we cleaned up around August when we realized she's talking to some random people. And that's around August when we realized she's talking to some random people.
So she was talking to random people in August. And they cleaned up her Discord. Right, he might be ashamed, feel like a failure, feel like he should have done more. All of those things. All of those things. Absolutely. It doesn't necessarily mean he's a creep. It may be shame, embarrassment. You know, I mean, as parents, we always have hindsight. But back in August, she was talking to random people. They went on her laptop. They cleaned up the Discord. I don't know.
And that's what we actually cleaned up. We told her, delete everybody who you don't know. But we didn't know she had this iPad with this other Discord, and presumably she had other accounts, and she had not just Discord, it was Instagram, Snapchat, and all this stuff. And it seems like all of those applications I use differently, because I personally don't use any of that, and the only time I used Discord was when I was playing some games where you have to talk to other people.
Oh, so you play games and you use Discord? The fuck? But he's too young to not know about Snapchat and know about all these things. He's too young to not know about these things. I mean, I don't personally use Snapchat, but I'm damn sure aware of it.
She had this iPad with this other Discord, and presumably she had other accounts, and she had not just Discord, it was Instagram, Snapchat, and all this stuff. And it seems like all of those applications I use differently, because I personally don't use any of that, and the only time I used Discord was when I was playing some games where you have to talk to other people specifically about games. So to me, Discord looked like an app where people just talk when they play games, and that's it. Like, I didn't even know that people...
He thought it was just for playing games. He didn't know about all the other functions of Discord, apparently.
People talk there like outside of playing games. We have a lot...
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Discord is fucking complicated. I mean, I'll give him that, right? Discord is complicated. Hold on. I don't know why he froze up like that. There we go.
A lot of people saying that they will pray for her, and hopefully this will bring up some kind of energy to bring her back home. And we are hoping that she just hears like the messages, or maybe she decides that it's a good time to get back, and she will actually get back somehow.
You feel like she could show up at the door one of these days?
If she does it, it would be the happiest day of my life. But yeah, definitely, that would be the best.
Anything else you want people to know about how your family...
What do you guys think?
...is doing right now, and what the big priorities are right now for people to out there and see this? I mean, this is important. This conversation is very important because it is trying to keep Alisa out there, so people keep seeing her photo to bring her back.
Right, thank you. I think for other families, if they have kids around this age, like between, like, I don't know, maybe like even like 11 until, I don't know, maybe like even 17, they should probably discuss with them that, look, like the reason why we will be like locking down your devices, so we'll be looking why you are talking to somebody, because kids go missing and not all of them come back. Parents somehow need to talk to kids and tell them, look, like the reason we are checking all this stuff is because like you can get into some bad problems, but besides that there is also a lot of really like weird individuals, just like the third guy from Utah. Maybe he didn't have as explicit conversations with Alisa as the Florida guy did, but police found like some 12-year-old videos on his phone, which is completely weird. Like, why would he talk to 12-year-olds, right?
See, I don't think I'm not getting the creepy vibes the more that I hear him talk. I think it's just a cultural thing. I think it's a cultural thing. I mean, he's straight up saying, like, this dude had 12-year-old videos on his phone. Like, that's weird. Like, he's weird. I just feel like he's being genuine. What do you guys think?
Phone, which is completely weird. Like, why would he talk to 12-year-olds, right?
What can the public do moving forward here to try to help any way possible?
I think if they just spread the word and maybe like share the information, it would be helpful, because we are hoping that somebody will see her somewhere and let us know. Because I don't know what else is possible. Like, obviously it's best if she just walked in the door and said, hey, like, I'm back. Like, that would be the best outcome, but I don't know at this point if she's on her own, if she's not on her own, or if maybe someone brainwashed her that they are together and it's love or something. I do not know.
So he said maybe she thinks she's in love. I don't know. It's very disturbing. So I am waiting on the edge of my seat for an update. Let's see if they've put out any kind of statement. It's so weird that they haven't. Alisa Petrov update today. Nope. 6 hours ago. Here's the latest. In the evening hours of June 1st, a young female voluntarily made contact with Colorado Springs, Colorado Police Department, identified herself as Alisa Petrov. Alisa's identity was confirmed. And that's it. I hope they're planning on doing more. Russian parents are strict. Well, she got up to something. She learned, right, exactly, crime. She learned something. No, I don't think he's a creep either. I really don't. At first, I was like, I kind of got weird vibes, but I don't after watching that. But yeah, so we're waiting to see what happens with that. And moving into the next thing I wanted to cover, you guys, Lori Vallow shows up to court today in a wheelchair. Let's just call her Wheels. This is a
all right, this is the time set for...
This is a short...
Individuals who have a sexual...
All right, this is the time set for...
This is a short hearing today because they canceled court for today because Lori's apparently sick. And I haven't watched this yet. But yes, I think Alisa's story is very important to follow. I'm going to keep following it. I think the story is super important for people to know. They sound like good. At least they checked. Yes, absolutely. He's a political scientist and professor at the, I think, University of Rhode Island. Oh, yes. I don't know. We're going to find out. I don't know what her deal is, but here we go. I don't know why this is so weird looking, but this is what we get.
For continuing jury selection, State of Arizona versus Lori Daybell, CR 2022-001242. Appearances, please.
Attorney Kay, on behalf of the state and for the record, the victim is in the victim room watching.
All right. Ms. Daybell?
No, in the courtroom, sorry.
Lori Daybell for the defense.
All right, are we ready to proceed with jury selection?
Did you hear Lori Daybell for the defense? Can you guys hear it good enough? Listen to her.
All right. Ms. Daybell?
No, in the courtroom, sorry.
Lori Daybell for the defense.
All right, are we ready to proceed with jury selection?
No,
Why not?
I'm sick, Your Honor. I've been sick all weekend. I let my team know yesterday I was sick.
Can you please pull the microphone a little closer? I can't hear you very well.
I'm sick. I've been sick.
Have you put in tank orders to get treatment?
Yes.
Are you being housed in the infirmary?
Nope. I'm housed where they put people in quarantine anyway. I'm housed alone. They would not move me from where I am.
Have they tested you for any communicable diseases?
No.
All right.
Hey, is she?
You asked me to let my team know. I let them know yesterday at 9 a.m. that I was still very ill.
Sometimes we're in positions where we have to proceed when we feel under the weather.
It's not just under the weather. I'm very ill.
Do you have copies of tank orders you put in for treatment?
Not with me. I put it in on the tablet.
Was the DO able to check whether any tank orders were put in?
I can pull them there, Judge, but I don't know when she put it in.
What's that?
I think it takes about 24 hours.
They haven't even answered my tank order yet. It takes them a long time.
He's like,
So what symptoms are you having?
I have a terrible headache. I have nausea. I have chills. I have a fever, probably. I haven't been able to keep very much down besides broth and oranges.
broth and oranges. I wish I could see the prosecutor's face.
Would you be willing to have one of your advisory councils complete the 40-year process, jury selection?
Would that waive my ability to represent myself for the rest of the trial?
No.
Then can I have a moment to discuss with them for a second?
A couple things. I'm your trial judge. My instructions are to complete your second trial. So even if for some reason your sickness worsened and we weren't able to complete this trial and had to declare a mistrial to this trial, even if this case got delayed into June or July or August to be reset, I'd still be your trial judge. Additionally, last time we did jury selection in your first trial, as I recall, you
like eat oatmeal.
Asked between probably about 5 and 10 minutes of follow-up questions of the panel before we sat the jury. I only mention that in the context of not a lot of it is expected of you at this point in the trial. Depending on how you're feeling later, we could talk about whether the opening statements would have to be further bumped to tomorrow. But I would like to keep this trial on track. So if you want a few minutes to talk to your advisory council,
I can't with the graphic.
we can do that. Is there anything the state wants to put on the record before we do that?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want to do that back in the tank? All right, we'll be at recess for a few minutes.
All right.
Please be
and
seated.
we back.
All right, we're back on the record. State of Arizona versus Daybell, CR 2022-001242. The state is present. The defendant is present. Ms. Daybell.
I did discuss with my advisory council. They are not comfortable doing that. I do have a right to represent myself. I'm sorry that I'm sick. I did not plan on getting sick. I did not try to get sick. This isn't anything to do with anything other than the fact that I'm incapable of going forward and doing a good job representing myself. I've been incarcerated for over 5.5 years. I've only ever been sick one other time in the whole time I've been here.
All right.
Come on, Lori.
State want to be heard?
Judge, obviously, if the defendant is sick and she does have a right to represent herself, we understand that. The concern is the state does need a date certain when we're starting. I have witnesses that I rescheduled already once to fly in this week, assuming we were starting today. I obviously will need to reschedule them again.
Oh, Lord.
Can't keep rescheduling them every single day onto a new flight. So I am not sure how we want to proceed at this time. If we want to give the defendant a couple days, see if this jury is available to extend out to the 25th. I know we had originally talked about that.
What a pain in the ass.
Begin on Wednesday. I don't know if she will feel better by then, but that's the only
She's going to make this as difficult as possible.
Starting all over again at another date.
Is there a reason I couldn't proceed with some of the oral voir dire this morning? Because other than introducing herself, she wouldn't be expected to do anything this morning, and that way we can at least get rid of some of the jurors that, for whatever reason, would need to be excused.
Judge, my concern is she's in a wheelchair now.
Well, I would probably ask to have her sit in a regular seat and not be in a wheelchair that says MCSO across the back of it.
I can't not.
No, I am just not capable of going for, or even sitting here. I need to be laying down. I need to be getting better so that I can go forward and actually represent myself. I hope that I feel better this week and we can go forward. I can't give you any promises. I can't control any of this.
She is something else. I just can't do it. The judge is not happy. Right. Get her a freaking cot and let the show go on.
All right, I'll take the state's suggestion and try to salvage this jury in this trial. I'm sure these jurors are going to be none too happy coming down today again for a dry run.
Yeah, not good.
Judge, I do have one other. I don't know if we're able to, and I understand this is Judge Kemp's courtroom. If we can start earlier for the rest of the week and next week at 10, maybe take an hour for lunch. It's just ways to try to...
Yeah,
you know what they
I would
should
be
do?
willing to do that. So
you know what they should do? They should give her one phone call and say, here, you could call Chad and get a blessing. Maybe she'll keel like Alex did.
For Friday, I have nothing else, and Judge Kemp has nothing. We could start at 9 on Friday.
And I know we have at least one juror that we will have to excuse who was going camping on Friday.
Yeah, juror number 4, I think.
Yeah.
Thank God for that camping trip. That person's probably like, thank God we booked ahead.
My schedule, we could start at 10 on Wednesday. Let me check Judge Kemp's courtroom schedule.
I know, Donnie. Smiley's missing eyebrow. Happy Monday, everybody. Can't make this stuff up.
I think he looks like he'll be done by 9:30 at the latest, so I think we'd be safe on telling the jurors to come back 10 a.m. Wednesday, get the jury picked, opening statements done. All right, I think I do need to bring the jurors in to tell them something, so can we have Ms. Daybell sit in a regular chair and not and bring the
cannot.
wheelchair out into the hallway.
Yeah.
I wish we could see.
I don't think that I can even sit here. I need to go lay down. I don't understand.
What?
I don't think, last time you said it was going to be 15 minutes, it was an hour and a half where I was sitting here trying not to throw up on TV in front of the jurors.
Which maybe we could, all of us leave and they could come in and just speak with you.
That's fine.
I've had that happen before where none of the parties are here and the court just advises that we're unable to proceed
Your
today.
Honor, I don't know about you rescheduling this for Wednesday. It puts a lot of pressure on me to be better and ready for Wednesday, and if I'm not, I don't like to disappoint people. I don't like putting people out of their way, all the jurors and all these things, and all the pressure is on me. That's not going to help me get any better anytime soon.
Oh my God.
What is your suggestion?
I don't know, but I'm saying so tomorrow, if I'm not better and I let my team know, are you going to drag me in here like you did today with the team that came to get me? Do you know they felt so sorry for me to have to get dragged out of bed to be here?
Yeah, the answer is yes. I probably will order that you be here Wednesday. We'll take tomorrow off. Because I need to confirm how you're feeling. You because you represent yourself, no one else can waive your own appearance.
You're welcome to come over to the jail and come to my cell and see how I'm doing in there.
All right, I'll take a pass on that.
Oh,
all right.
No, she didn't. Evelyn, oh my God. You're welcome to come to the jail and take a look at my cell. He's like, I'll take a fucking pass.
No one else can waive your own appearance.
You're welcome to come over to the jail and come to my cell and see how I'm doing in there.
All right, I'll take a pass on that. All right, with the consent of the parties, then we'll have the parties exit. I'm going to tell the jury we're going to try to get this done on Wednesday. Obviously, that depends on whether the defendant's feeling better or not. We will, I'll tell them to be here ready to go at 10 a.m. Wednesday unless they hear something else. So I'll go ahead and ask the parties to exit. We'll keep the FTR running for the
Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk in 2016. That
You gotta love my watch later playlist. Okay, so you heard it yourselves. Lori, poor May. I love the judge too. He is so over her. So check this out. Nate Eaton was there. This is kind of funny to see his reaction. He was in the courtroom, right? So here we go.
Had this happen.
Wait, listen.
Good afternoon. What a memorable morning. I'm in downtown Phoenix. I'm going to wait a moment because I believe that we'll have a lot of people jumping on. Phone tells me that it just happened. Today is a day that I think we will all remember, is those of us who have covered this trial, I should say. In fact, Justin Boreski says he's never had this happen in all the time. Morning, how are you?
Never had this happen, ever.
You looking for me? Oh, I'm live right now, walking to my car. Well, I'm live right now on video. What's your name? Don. Don. Johnny, good to see you. What's up?
I'm from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to step into trial today and wanted to meet you.
Oh, well, good to meet you. Did you see that
I
it's
love
not
this.
happening?
I did not.
It's not happening.
Okay.
Lori was sick.
Okay. Oh,
So it won't happen till Wednesday.
He came from
No court
Alabama.
tomorrow, no court today.
Okay.
Sorry about
Blockbuster.
that. You came all that way.
Well, I came here for work. And I
Oh,
was
okay.
Like, well, I'm just going to stop by while I'm here.
Oh, nice. Well, good to meet you, Donnie.
You too.
Thanks for saying hi.
All right.
He's like
This is where
JLR.
Are you here Wednesday?
I will be.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you come Wednesday.
Don from
you can
Alabama
come
wanted
at
to
10
wanted to
o'clock in
meet
the morning.
Nate.
That's around when it'll start, or after the lunch break.
Okay.
Assuming she's better.
All right. Sounds
All right.
good.
Thanks, Donnie.
so much.
Good to meet you.
All right.
All right, everybody.
That's
Can
awesome.
you hear me now? Hopefully you can hear me. Here's what happened this morning. Everybody was there, the jurors, the potential jurors were all lined up, and we were told Lori was brought over from the sheriff's office from the jail, and we were waiting outside, and they let the media members into the courtroom, and as we were going in, Lori had already started to talk with the judge. And she was saying that she was nauseous, that she had a headache, that she did not feel well. And I will tell you, she did not look well. She was in a wheelchair. She had her head down like this, her hand against the head. And the judge said, well, what do you want to do? And she said, I think the trial needs to be delayed. And he told her, you realize I'm still the judge on this case.
Yeah, because she just tried to get the judge kicked off, right? She wanted him to recuse himself.
Delayed, I'm still going to be the judge. He did let her know that. And then he did say to her, is there any way that you can, maybe your advisory attorneys can pick the jurors, or you can make it through today because we already have the jurors here and there's not much that's required of you. Like, there really isn't. In her last time when she did voir dire with the last jury, she spoke for maybe 10 minutes. So he was like, can you push through? She said she didn't feel well enough. And then he said, well, go talk with your attorneys. They went out of the room. Prosecutor went out of the room, came back about 10 minutes later. Lori said that her advisory attorneys don't feel comfortable enough picking the jury, and she has her right to represent herself. And she does not feel well and does not feel like she can proceed. He asked her, is there any way I can do the verbal part of voir dire with you, without or with you just sitting there? Lori pushed back against that. Then he said, okay, well, maybe we'll have the jurors come back Wednesday, and what I need to do is call them in and explain what's happening. So Lori, can you move from the wheelchair into a normal chair so that I can explain what's going on?
I can't.
And she really pushed back on that. She said, I don't feel well. There's a lot of pressure on me. I want to perform to my highest ability. You're putting pressure on me, and really complained about what was happening.
They didn't diagnose her with anything. She hasn't been
started
seen.
To show frustration with the judge. And so then Trina K said, well, what if we all leave, both parties, everyone leaves except you, Your Honor, and then you explain to the jurors what happened? Because obviously the prosecutor doesn't want the jurors to see Lori in a wheelchair. Instantly you might have sympathy for the defendant or something like that. You don't want to persuade how they feel. So the judge sent everybody out, and before he did that, Lori said, the judge said, okay, we're going to be back here Wednesday morning. And Lori said, well, what if I'm not feeling better by then? You're going to have someone go and wake me up and drag me down here and get me here if I'm not feeling well? And the judge said, yes, I am. I am, because you're defending yourself, and I need to know how you're doing, and I need to know where this case stands. And she said, well, you're welcome to come down and see me in my cell. And the judge said, I'll pass on that. I mean,
that was
it was
great.
Something, quite a memorable moment there.
Crimes, because they have protocol. They have to put in a request. They're not just seen because they say they're sick. Thank you, Angie B, for gifting a membership. Smiley's missing eyebrow. Welcome home. Thanks for joining.
And then the judge let everybody out. And after that, the jurors were brought in. We were able to stay, the media.
I wonder what the jurors reacted
like.
The
judge said he was very apologetic. He said in all of his years of practicing law, he has never had this happen. And he said, we can't proceed today. We can't proceed until Wednesday. He apologized profusely, and then he said, if you are picked for the jury, I'll make it up to you and buy you donuts. And they all laughed, and one lady said, that'll do it. One of the older ladies there. They seemed fine with it, to be honest. And that's where we stand. So what a day. What a memorable day. No court today. And now the jurors are going home. back to her jail cell and get better, hopefully, so that things can proceed on Wednesday. The state, Trina K did have some issues that, I've already rearranged my witness schedule. Like, I gotta have an idea where we're going here. I have witnesses flying in from out of state. It sounds like they are going to hold court on Friday. They are going to extend some of.
All right, I'm going to stop there, but isn't that interesting? I think she wanted the judge off the case. But he's like, you do realize that even if we get a whole new jury pool, it's still me. That lady said.
For donuts.
Christy like that. Welcome home, my friend. Oh my God. I don't know. That's some wild stuff, though. That is some wild, wild stuff. Well, thank you for joining today, you guys. This is Monday Live. I think on Friday, we're going to go over, like updates and stuff. Like kind of bits and pieces of all the different things we're covering and following instead of just focusing on one thing. I liked how this went today. Put a 1 in chat if you liked it today. I got to get back on a routine. But thank you guys. Thank you, moderators. Hey, Sin. She is crazy. Hey, Green-Eyed. Good to see you. Happy Monday, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your week. If anything pops up between now and Friday in the crime world, I will be here. I'm thinking about maybe a call-in show midweek. But yeah, we'll keep. You're welcome, Potato. We'll keep our eye on Idaho too, because we're waiting to see if the judge is going to allow this continuance for Brian Koberger. I don't think he's going to, but hey, I like doing updates. I like it too. Thank you for joining. We're going to have to get back on our routine over here. Member for 4 months. Thank you, Pretty in Pink. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. If you could hit the thumbs up on your way out. And we're going to run our short little credits. And I'll see you guys in the next one, of course. And if you're not subscribed to my second channel, sub up to Every Day with Jay. We just hit 21K over there. I thank you guys so much. We are growing. But thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you're replaying, hashtag replay and let us know what you think in the comment section. You guys have a good rest of your day. Bye. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further? Bring it all in. And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click. It's real easy, man.